All right, today we're going to be taking a look at configuring and setting up the new Ecosmart tunable tape light. The primary reason we're doing this is to take advantage of the new application by Home Depot called Hubspace. Hubspace is essentially a system to allow you to configure smart devices with greater ease and accuracy by simply scanning a QR code. We're going to do that today using an iPad Pro, and let's get started. So I've not taken this out of the box yet, so let's see what we have here. Should be fairly simple. We have the box, a limited set of components in a nice little anti-static zippy bag. We'll go ahead and take that out. We have some mounting hardware that we won't be using. We're just going to do a desktop demonstration today because our primary concern is with using the Hubspace app. It comes with a remote with some preset colors. We'll go ahead and take that out. And again, just your normal simple remote with the little small plastic remover thing to activate the battery. And we'll do that, of course, when the instructions tell us to. It is 16 feet long, so plenty of cord length. We'll just go ahead and leave that configured up. Nice long cord. I know that we're going to have to take that part off in order to reach our power plug over to the side. So we'll go ahead and get that done, just kind of a step ahead of things. Perhaps. All right. So now let's go ahead and begin by just taking a look at the Hubspace setup instructions. The Hubspace app quick start guide. Please keep this card in a safe place, etc. This is the only duplicate of a unique QR code. So you may need it to reconnect. If you'll notice, it has a beautiful little QR code sitting there. Download the Hubspace mobile app from the App Store, either Android or Apple based. Create your Hubspace account. Connect your product to power. Tap the plus icon to scan the QR code. So let's go ahead and follow those steps. So we've already downloaded the app. Let me go ahead and move this over where you can see it. And there we are. So we'll go ahead and open the Hubspace app. Upon opening, it should ask us a few questions. So we can arrange some of that where you can actually see things. All right, so it's telling us to add the Hubspace product. You'll need to give Hubspace permission to use Bluetooth and your camera. To get the most from the Hubspace app, you'll also need to turn on the location setting. Activating the service only needs to happen once. We'll prompt you during setup. Go ahead and press OK there. And basic information of how to add a device. There are no devices currently. And use Alexa and so forth. All right. So at this point, we will want to go ahead and add a device. So we'll go ahead and tap that. Notice it is telling us to scan. So I'm going to lift up the edge of that so it can see the camera. And actually, let's go ahead and turn that to where we can actually see the QR code and camera. And it says adding device after having seen that. Linear light added. All right. So let me go ahead and rotate that back so we get a little better view. So we're going to add an item. We're just going to call it light strip. Now the reason I'm using an iPad instead of a phone is so that it will expand the screen to make that easier for you to see. And we have lots and lots of rooms that are already built in, ranging from the backyard to the office. We'll go ahead and call that the office, and we'll select that. All right, so let's give your device a friendly name. That part is done. So we'll go ahead and hit next. Make sure it's powered on and you are close by. So at this point, we are going to go ahead and power this device on as instructed. And power has been applied. As you can see, the strip lit up. Device is ready. So connect your device to a 2.4 gigahertz network. Now, that's one thing to keep in mind. These will require 2.4 gigahertz networks and not 5 gigahertz, as most smart devices do not have that capability. So we'll go ahead and tap that to search for our networks. It should come up and see our home network in a moment. If it does not, I'll need to make a network settings change off camera. So one moment, please. All right. Okay, so we're going to try again. And hopefully it will be able to see our network. There we are. We'll go ahead and use our home network of Rocket. We'll select that. It will make you enter the password again. So interestingly enough, that is something to keep in mind. You will need to know your username and password for your Wi-Fi network. I'm going to enter that while you're not looking. One moment. All right, that password has been entered. So we'll go ahead and hit done. Do be sure to leave the check mark on the save password item and hit connect. Connecting to your device. The advantage of Hubspace is it gives you one application to control all of your devices, again with that easy to connect item. So all we did was just scan a QR code to do our connection. You may have seen the light flash for just a moment as it connected, and it did. So the device is now connected to Hubspace. So we'll go ahead and hit done there. And as you can see, we have a light strip. Now I'm going to move that down just a little bit. Make sure you can see that light. And so we'll go ahead and if you'll notice, you can dim it. And there we go. The light did dim appropriately. We'll take it back up to full speed. And you can change the various colors on this one, such as making it a whiter light, even all the way up into the blue and down into almost a sunset color. All right, we'll even allow you to choose the various colors. You can choose the colors from there. And you can, of course, mix your own. So if you want a lighter, whiter, purpley blue, easily done. So one of the other nice things about this is it does integrate into Google and Alexa. So you have the ability to use voice control. So you can set that up if you like. We won't go into that as this was just a demonstration of the Hubspace app itself. And you can see it's working perfectly well to control the item without any difficulty whatsoever. All right, well that is our complete setup. We're going to go ahead, we're going to step into a few places just to see what you've got. And you can see the various options that it offers. It did do a location service, which is close. It's not accurate, but it's close. And you can then see you also have the ability to do scheduling so that you can add an event to control your devices at a specific time. So if we wanted to say we want these lights to come on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we can turn them on at noon and we can turn them off at, and these are sliders, so 3 p.m. And we can change the brightness, we can change the speeds, we can do all of those things that we would like to do. So actions, so we can set those actions, and that's kind of interesting. All we have to do is pick what we want. So we could go so far as to change the colors, all of those things. We're just gonna, we've got it there. Let's actually change it to where it will go to the presets and we will choose rainbow. And there we are. Select that. And then you would hit the X there. And you enable the preview so you can see what it's going to do. And that's it. And then you would save it. And then you have a scheduled event set to where it's going to do that at a particular time. So it's going to change it to the moonlight color and it's going to change its brightness to 100%. So that enables most of the features that we can see. Again, through the various settings, we have the device name, which you could then rename it if you wanted to. You could change its room. You could change your network. All of that information can be adjusted. All right, so that should be the most information you would need in order to be able to run that. If you'll notice on this main page, it does say that we have one device and it's on. We have the light strip there, which we can then directly control from that. We're going to go ahead and activate the remote. The remote just has a small plastic tab to protect the battery. The unit itself has a little infrared sensor that you would have to be able to point that remote at. So we can turn that on. We can make it purple. And we can do all of those things that we want to via the remote or via the app. One of the interesting things about Hubspace is you can install it on multiple devices. You do have to use the same username and password. So for example, if you had an iPad, a cell phone, your spouse or significant other had a phone, they could install it again. They would need to use that same user ID and password. You do not need to set up the device on multiple items. These are cloud-based applications. So the device itself is connecting to the Hubspace cloud. That cloud is then coming back through the Wi-Fi network and sending a command to the device. So you don't even have to be at home. And again, that is to just make things much, much easier as far as the scheduling and all that kind of thing goes. All right, well, that's all the information we have today on Hubspace. I hope you've enjoyed our demonstration. Again, my name is Patrick, and this was a demonstration of a setup of the Hubspace app and device, with the application being partnered with Home Depot, and then the device is multiple devices that they will expand their list in the future. So have a great day.